Back in 2007, inventor and entrepreneur Steve Jobs revolutionized the cell phone market with the release of the Apple iPhone. Perhaps the most iconic invention of the 21st century, this new device caused people to rethink just what a phone could be and set the stage for the mobile technology to come over the following years. With all its early success, the dominance of the iPhone is still going strong. Apple is currently on its 13th iteration of the iPhone, and various iPhone models make up the top 3 selling phones of 2021. But even with their continued success and loyal user base, how does Apple square up against their #1 rival, Samsung? Today we're going to take a look at the two tech giants and see who comes out on top. The tech. For years, the hottest debate on the smartphone market has been between the Apple iPhone and Samsung's Galaxy series. The lines hotly divided consumers and industry experts alike. In 2021, the competition between the iPhone and the Galaxy continues, with Apple selling their iPhone 13 models and Samsung unveiling the Samsung Galaxy S21. So how do the two phones square up to one another? Design. Both models currently on the market are noteworthy for their sleek and attractive design features. The iPhone 13 is available in 5 colors, including a new pink option, whereas the S21 comes in 4 colors that possess an iridescent quality to the casting. The iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra are both known for having some of the largest displays of any mainstream smartphones. The iPhone Max and S21 Ultra models are both pretty huge in size, measuring 6.7 and 6.8 inches, with the S21 Ultra beating out the iPhone Max by just 0.1 of an inch. Samsung's S21 Ultra provides users with a higher resolution, along with a screen-to-body ratio of almost 90%. The screen's peak brightness is a whopping 1300 nits, and the S21 Ultra makes Samsung's first model to sport a variable refresh rate, maxing out at 120 Hz. The incredibly high refresh rate of the S21 makes it an absolute dream for seamless rendering and high-speed gameplay. The iPhone, on the other hand, loses out when it comes to peak brightness, falling short of Samsung's 1300 nits by around 100 nits less peak brightness. The iPhone technically also sports a lower resolution than the S21's display, although the difference is so microscopic it would be impossible to tell with a naked eye. Cameras. For many people, the quality of the two phones' cameras is what will draw them to buy one over the other. Camera quality is one of the major ways that both manufacturers use to showcase their technological improvements and prove their progress. And when we look at the camera models of both Apple and Samsung, the quality of the camera technology is truly remarkable. The Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max sports a 12-megapixel camera and a wide lens of 26mm. The camera also offers a 77mm telephoto range and 3 times optical zoom. Even more impressive than this is the iPhone's 13mm 120-degree ultra-wide camera that offers stunning wide shots that could honestly belong on a movie screen. The iPhone boasts so many camera features, including cinematic mode, Pro RAW, Pro Res, tons of effects, and the ability to edit in incredible detail. It's pretty much safe to say that this camera can do all of the work of a DSLR and still fit in your jeans pocket. While the iPhone was once the undisputed king when it came to their cameras, the camera features of the Samsung S21 Ultra match up to the iPhone pretty evenly, if not better. The S21 models have an extra camera in comparison to the iPhone 13. The S21's camera maintains Galaxy's top reputation for their incredible zoom capacities. With a x3 hybrid optical zoom and 30 times digital zoom, it's more versatile than what's offered on the Apple iPhone. The lenses of the S21 face up nicely to the iPhone 13, sporting 24mm wide, 240mm periscope telephoto, 72mm telephoto, and 13mm ultra-wide options. When it comes to the winner here, it's a matter of preference. While the S21 has more mechanical might, the iPhone's camera features are more intelligent in design, meaning that the choice comes down to what you intend to do with your camera. Battery life. The battery life on both models is truly impressive, with iPhone 13 Pro Max offering 4,352 mAh 27-watt fast charging that reaches a capacity of 50% in 30 minutes. The iPhone uses both MagSafe 15-watt wireless charging and 7.5-watt Qi wireless charging, which may just take the edge over Galaxy's S21 Ultra's 5,000 mAh and 25-watt fast charging. So between Apple and Samsung, the competition on their flagship products is still pretty tight, although the Apple iPhone continues to outsell its Samsung counterpart. Startup versus conglomerate. While Apple and Samsung now compete as two mega giants of tech production, the origins of both companies differ greatly from one another. Apple was famously founded in 1976 by two college dropouts, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. The two developers were united by a unique vision for the future of personal technology. Since bringing desktop computing into the mainstream in 1994, Apple has since gone on to reinvent other areas of life with the release of the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Samsung, on the other hand, has had a journey filled with far more twists and turns before it became the tech megacorporation we know it as today. Samsung was founded in 1938 in South Korea by the South Korean businessman Lee Byung-chul. According to Lee, the name Samsung means 3 stars, which symbolizes something powerful and everlasting. The company started out as a general trading company, buying and selling goods that ranged from processed food to textiles, and later diversified into insurance, securities, and retail. Throughout the 1960s, Samsung began entering the electronics market, and by 1980, they were already making strides in telecommunications. Throughout the 21st century, Samsung set their sights on dominating the mobile phone market, and as soon as they did, it didn't take long for tensions to boil between the two rivals. In 2012, Apple demanded $2.5 billion from Samsung in damages for the supposed violation of 6 Apple patents on smartphone technology. A jury of 9 Americans ruled that Samsung would indeed have to pay Apple for damages on patent violation, but only $1.05 billion out of the $2.5 they requested. This first skirmish caused Samsung's stock value to drop dramatically and led to Apple requesting a total ban on 8 models of Samsung phones, a request that was denied by the US court. The two manufacturers have been going head-to-head ever since, with consumers often taking sides built on extreme loyalty, rarely switching from one manufacturer to the other. Who's richer? While Apple and Samsung are both among the top 20 richest companies in the world, when it comes to overall revenue, Apple takes the cake. Apple stands as the 6th highest grossing company in the entire world. This means that things are going well for Apple, as this figure currently stands as their highest ever reported revenue. Samsung may not be making as much as Apple, but their revenue is still pretty mind-blowing. In 2021, the company reported an annual revenue of about $200 billion. Although this revenue is made up of their diverse range of electronic goods. What's even more impressive about this figure is that it accounts for a whopping 17% of South Korea's overall GDP. In fact, Samsung is responsible for 1/5 of the exports that come from South Korea each year. When it comes to profits, Apple again stands as the clear winner. In the 2020 financial year, the makers of the iPhone reported net profits of $57 billion. In comparison, the profits generated by Samsung sales were just over $30 billion. These profits are reflected in the net worth of the two companies. While Samsung possesses an impressive market cap of $510 billion, Apple's total market cap of 2021 currently stands at a mind-boggling $2.25 trillion. This makes Apple the single largest company in the world by market cap alone. What's more, over the 2020 financial year, Apple enjoyed modest growth of 3%, while Samsung saw its growth fall by 14%. So, when it comes to talking, Apple is 100% dominating over Samsung in the global market. Company values. Both manufacturers have come under fire numerous times for problems along their supply chains and possible exploitation of assembly line workers overseas. Over the past years, both Apple and Samsung have sought to improve their public image by promoting sustainable supply chain practices. Apple has been leading the way for tech companies in its use of sustainable energy, with their aim being to manufacture using only renewable or recycled materials. As of 2021, the company itself remains carbon neutral and aims for all of its products to also be carbon neutral by the year 2030. Samsung, on the other hand, continued to meet its 2020 target of renewable energy usage across all work sites in the US, China, and Europe throughout 2021. Both Samsung and Apple have strong corporate cultures and promote themselves as innovative and sustainable powerhouses for the future. Who's better? Apple and Samsung may go head-to-head with one another on the smartphone market, but each manufacturer has their own areas in which they dominate. Who do you think is the true market leader in